Let us look at the current trends in conflict theory. In recent years, there has been a shift away from relational structures toward cultural building of institutional structures. Michael Foucault, one of the most prominent intellectuals of the 20th century, revolutionized the way in which we think about power. Unlike all other traditional understandings of power, Foucault believed that power is spread throughout society, not concentrated in certain areas or strata. Power does not have to be destructive. It may also be used as part of a communal effort to develop and produce. Capillary power was a term coined by Foucault to describe power that is diffuse and may be employed in any setting and by anybody. Even in a group of friends, a single individual can assume command in a crisis scenario, such as when someone becomes ill at a picnic or when a school bus is involved in an accident, etc. Every connection, according to Foucault, has conflict, negotiation, and contradictions. According to John Scott, power may be roughly defined as possessing two types of influence: persuasive influence, which acts via arguments, appeals, and reasoning, and corrective influence, which functions through penalties and incentives. The former is classified into two types, coercion and manipulation, while the latter is divided into two types, signification and legitimation. The latter functions through shared cognitive meanings and value commitments and is made effectively by a communal conviction. This isn't to say that the latter isn't exploitative or that it doesn't foster hierarchy, but it does lead people to believe differently. Because it is possible to conceal the truth of the situation, the latter procedure is able to control conflict and prevent any form of protest. Throughout his writings, Foucault demonstrated how the most successful mechanisms of control are the ones that are least evident. Randall Collins adds a micro dimension to conflict theory's macro level. He, like Foucault, saw conflict in the everyday processes of existence. On the other hand, all relationships are founded on some level of hostility, dominance, and conflict, and there are patterns of solidarity. Unlike the classical conflict theorists' broad generalized meta theories, more modern researchers like Collins have relied on actual evidence and more ground theorization. Collins employed Goffman's interaction rituals model, which included the notions of front stage and backstage performance. These are the techniques used by humans while putting on a front stage show. All social contact, according to Goffman, is akin to a staged performance because most of us pretend and say and do things we don't necessarily intend. As a result, persons who are given orders to follow may do so outwardly while harboring resentment in their hearts. The term backstage performance refers to instances in which we let down our guard and openly chat and perform. A guy can follow orders from his employer and be publicly subservient to him, even praising him in public. When he's at home with his wife, though, he may vent his frustrations by abusing his boss and even calling him an idiot. Performance rituals conceal actual sentiments and animosities. At the same time, solidarity among equals is maintained via solidarity rituals such as sharing meals or assisting one another with work. The intricacies of organizational structures are shaped by the battle for power, which may be subversive but occasionally spills over. Tensions in the office may rise to open rejection of the boss's authority, or a workplace strike may occur. Scholars today are increasingly concerned with finding the microprocesses of struggle and control in real world circumstances. Microprocess theorists are more interested in a more sophisticated and thorough examination of status groups and people performing diverse roles in the battle for resources and power than in categorizing people into bigger classes. Thank you for watching the presentation. Do like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments about this presentation or any other topics you would like to learn more about.